Go. Live from the Physical Education Center on Hofstra's campus in Hempstead, it is time for Hofstra Wrestling as the Pride will be squaring off against a pair of EIWA rivals for the first against Harvard starting at 1 p.m. and then the Sacred Heart Pioneers starting at 3 p.m. We are glad you could join us today. My name is Jonathan D'Souza, and providing you extra insight and color commentary is Sam Walker. And Sam, as I pointed out before, a couple of EIWA rivals. It is the final pair of home matches for the Hofstra Pride this season before they hit the road, and then before you know it, it is time for the EIWA Championships, and then after that, as we all know, the NCAA Championships. And as we remember last season, the Hofstra Pride sending 7 of their wrestlers, the most since 2014, to the NCAA Championships. And as we know them very well, Trey Rogers, Charles Smalls, Zachary Knight, and Ward, just to name a few, have remained consistent, have remained dominant this season. What do you think you can expect from those three? And honestly, the rest of the first years, no matter if they're first years or if they're a transfer from wherever else, what can you expect from them as we close in on the final home match of this season?
Today, I honestly expect a lot of wins. You know, sitting at 2-10 overall and 1-4 in EIWA competition is not where the Pride expected to be. However, after today, they could potentially be 3-4 in conference, which isn't a bad place to be. Last week's loss to Drexel could be seen as somewhat of a setback. However, we still have some guys who are ranked. 184, 197, and 285 are the trio of weight classes heavily favored to win matches in those pieces. It consists of Charles Small, Trey Rogers, and Zachary Knight. In terms of rankings, Small is currently ranked 32 by Intermat and Wrestling Stat, but ranked 30 by the NCAA Coaches Panel. Rogers is ranked 33 by Intermat, and Knight and Ward at 285 is ranked number 18 by Intermat, 19 by the Open Mat, 20 by the NCAA Coaches Panel, 27 by the Wrestling Stat, while receiving an honorable mention from Flow Wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they have remained so consistent this year, and I even spoke to Trey Rogers recently about his journey. He recently surpassed 50 career wins for the Hofstra Pride, and I spoke to him. I asked him a few things like, you know, who was very impactful for you on your journey, and how have you been able to kind of help the first years adjust? And you know, they were pretty humble answers, to say the least. I mean, Trey Rogers, his name of the game is consistency. Trey Rogers believes very much in consistency. Consistency is the key of everything, and just working hard. He preaches how every first year coming in should know that they should know what they are signing up for. They should know what is expected out of them. And he even said how while training with them after practice, they could feel a bit tired. They could feel a bit like, wow, this is a lot more different than it is in high school. A lot of these wrestlers, not just from Hofstra, but who wrestle NCAA Division I in general, have accomplished great records. Some of them even setting school records for wins. Some of them being district championships, second championships. But when it gets to the NCAA Division I level, never mind NCAA Division III, you make it to the Division I level, everyone is focused in on their craft in wrestling. It's not like high school as much, where in the fall you're playing, let's say, football, or you're running track, or whatever else, and spring afterwards you're playing baseball. This is NCAA Division I, and what these guys do is they practice all year round, and they focus in on their craft. They hone in on their craft, and they preach it to the first years, and they let them know that, hey, this is not high school anymore. This is a completely different level, a completely different game, and it's something that you really have to adjust to, and something you have to be very, not just physically disciplined, but mentally disciplined. Like I said, I have spoken to Ricky Stam earlier this season, and he always notes how wrestling is arguably more of a mental sport than a physical sport, because your brain tells your body what to do and not the other way around. So it has been a very, very big learning experience for the first years, and they needed as much guidance as they've gotten from Trey Rogers. Even Charles Small, who needed a bit of guidance himself, where he came from high school, he came from junior college, and in both of his runs in each of those schools, it was noticed how he would start off the season not as much on a good note, and then he would start to pick it up when the time really mattered. He even told me himself that he steps up when he should. He even mentioned how in his first year at Hofstra, he lost 14 in a row, and that was probably one of the darkest points of his career, but he came back from that. He did not let that keep him down. He ended up finishing off that season on a strong note, that being the 2019-2020 season, where the season was cut short due to COVID. But Charles Small did as much as he could in the offseason to kind of foster different habits and end up winning Most Improved Wrestler award last season. He has been quite the story. And as you mentioned, the 184, the 197, the 285 have been the favored weight classes for Hofstra, and Charles Small is just a huge reason for that, doubling up his losses from wins just like he did last season. And it seems like these guys really thrive in EIWA action, even when Charles Small was not exactly on his game entirely during the 2019-20 season. He was still able to perform when he should have against EIWA rivals back in that cut short season. And of course, as we all know, Zachary Knighton Ward, the heavyweight 285, continues to dominate, continues to show why he's an NCAA qualifier, and he's going to try to do it today. Hofstra Pride undefeated against the Sacred Heart Pioneers, 12-0 entering this match. And of course, those are three guys to look out for. Those are three guys who won their last matchup. And so what do you expect from them, and what do you expect going in against Sacred Heart?
You know, like I said before, the heavier weights, they're usually favored to win. So I'm hoping to see some wins today. But moving into the last match that they had, recapping Drexel, that was the first time the Pride was able to compete in 2 weeks as they traveled to Drexel University, where they unfortunately lost 27-13. However, the Pride did start off strong, but the Dragons came out on top after 2 victories.
And as we see here, the Hofstra Pride wrestling team just coming out of the locker room here. As we see Zachary Knighton Ward, we see Erickson Velasquez, who will likely be competing today at 174. He has had a lot of kicks at the can, and so far still looking for his first NCAA career win after he had a very dominant high school career from Mineola. And he even said, I spoke to him recently as well, he said he gets that one win. He feels very confident that if he gets that one win, that he is going to go on a tear. He feels different. He feels like he is ready, and that is going to be one story to really look out for. The 174-pounder Erickson Velasquez started off at 184, but now down at 174. Yet to win a college wrestling match, but he is confident. When I spoke to him recently, he seemed very confident. He said that he has been getting more help on the mental side of his game, and it has helped him out a lot because Coach Papadopoulos mentioned how much of a how hard of a worker he is, and he very much is. And so ever since he started getting a little bit more help on the mental side of his game, he said he has felt better in practice, he has felt more durable, and he has felt more confidence coming to this matchup. And he's going to have a chance against Sacred Heart and Harvard to take home what potentially could be his first NCAA career college win. And he is just a sophomore. He has a couple more seasons, and who knows, will this one win, do you think this one win could spark a whole run for Erickson Velasquez?
I do. You know, it kind of sucks not being where you plan to be. However, I fully have confidence in him and his abilities to, after one match, win and then, you know, just start going on a spree of wins.
Yeah. And Erickson, a very, very good student also just off the mat. Very, very accomplished off the mat as well. And that is one thing that Coach Papadopoulos also likes to point out. Coach Papadopoulos loves to basically preach and loves to emphasize the importance of classroom excellence. Very big on that, and Erickson Velasquez is a very good leader off the mat. very intelligent individual, to say the least. And again, it's going to be tough. Very big mental game, and it seems like he very much can. I mean, unfortunately, he has gotten pinned the majority of his losses, but he feels different. When I spoke to him, it was just a whole different attitude coming from Erickson, and it really seems like he will be able to capitalize today as we take you to the mat for Senior Day.
The season for our graduating seniors, and Hofstra would like to acknowledge these tremendous student athletes. Our first senior is 11-town New York native, and he's a two-time national qualifier at 165 pounds. He has won 60 matches in his time at Hofstra and earned 2 straight fifth-place finishes at the EIWA Championships. He was the recipient of the Hofstra Steve Malolo Coaches Award in 2021 and the Most Valuable Wrestler Award in the 1920 season. An EIWA Academic Achievement Award recipient this past season, he was named one of 3 captains for the 21-22 season of Hofstra Wrestling. Joined by his parents, Brian and Sonia, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Stab. Our second senior arrived at Hofstra is a graduate transfer from Fresno State University. He finished 4th at the 2021 EIWA Championships, qualifying him for his second NCAA Championship, where he won 2 matches. He was the recipient of the Hofstra Wrestling Biggest Impact Award last season and was an EIWA Academic Achievement Award honoree. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Gaxiola. Championship with a 5th place finish at the EIWA Championships. Queens list. Ladies and gentlemen, escorted by his brothers Holden and Reese, Sage Heller. Our sixth and final senior came to Hofstra from Bradenton, Florida. He's recorded 32 career wins since arriving in the 1920 season and qualified for the 2021 NCAA Championship with a third place finish at the EIWA Championship, where he knocked off the number 10 seeded wrestler in the 184-pound bracket. He was named an NWCA Scholar All-American and an EIWA Academic Achievement Award recipient last season, and has earned the Hofstra Most Improved Wrestler Award in 2021-22 and the Hofstra Newcomer Award in the 1920 season. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Small! Hofstra would like to thank all 6 of our outstanding seniors for all you've done at Hofstra University and our wrestling program. We wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Please join us as we pledge to promote good sporting conduct, unity, and solidarity. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and join us as we honor America and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem. Between the Harvard University Crimson and your pride of Hofstra University.
As we take you back, we will start Hofstra Pride against the Harvard Crimson.
Greenville, Pennsylvania, Bo Davis. And for Hofstra, freshman from Sayreville, New Jersey, Dylan Acevedo Switzer.
Starter for the Pride, Dylan Acevedo Switzer, 125.
For Harvard, junior from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Dylan Springs, Florida, Leo Tarantino. And for Hofstra Senior from Bradenton, Florida, Charles Small. At 197 for Harvard, a freshman from Howell, New Jersey, Luke Brown. And for Hofstra, a junior from Hastings, Minnesota, Trey Rogers. At 285 pounds for Harvard, a freshman from Cobblestone, New York, Jeffrey Crooks. And for Hofstra, a senior from Uniondale, New York, Zachary McEnroe. Hofstra's coaches are Jamie Franco, Laura Valenti, and in his 8th season as the head coach, Dennis Papadopoulos. Today's officials are Mark Ciceri and Anthony Pino.
We will start out here with our extra match, Charles Small, 184-pounder, and as noted before, Most Improved Wrestler Award last season awarded to the Hofstra Pride, rebounding from an 11-15 overall record during the 2019-20 season to an 8-4 overall shortened season record. Dominated the EIWA championships, earned his way to the NCAA champions, where he went 1-2, upsetting the 10th national ranked from Wyoming, Tate Samuelson.
Correction, at 184 pounds for Harvard, Leo Tarantino, and for Hofstra, Charles Small.
Charles Small right off the bat, looking for the snap. Staying neutral. Small. Looks like he avoided a shot attempt there. Now looking for his own attempt. Couldn't quite connect. Freed up. Charles Small last match against Drexel. A very small decision, just 7-6 over Drexel's Brian McLaughlin, that is. And he will shadow your style. He may not beat you as bad, but he will hold you to less points than he will. As right now, just really trying to not leave himself exposed, trying to just stay at bay. Small. Still looking for the snap, still holding. Awfully similar to what he does in a lot of matches, just not making his legs really available. Won't exactly shoot until it's the very right moment. He thought it was the right moment there, but a good dodge there by Tarantino, the sophomore from Tarpon Springs, Florida. Charles Small again looking for another shot, almost got behind, but Small's got that speed and he's got the composure. As you see, did not pop up right away, as long as he's facing his opponent.
Both still remaining in a neutral position.
Still looking for the snap. A lot of this going on here. Small down to his knees, trying to make sure he's not getting shot at, and trying to not let Tarantino get the first 2 points, as a lot of it is just a stalemate here. And Small will do that. He will wait all day. When he defeated Wyoming's Tate Samuelson, number 10, it went into a double overtime. Small had a quick grip of the leg of Tarantino, but Tarantino was able to escape right away. Still no points yet with 20 seconds to go in the first. Small look for the pounce there. Couldn't find much. Very patient, very disciplined Charles Small. as that will do it for the first. Not too much action there. A couple of shot attempts, not all connected. And that's all right with Charles. He will go the distance if he has to.
Small starting out on bottom, hopefully is able to achieve that one escape point to put him on the board.
Be the first point of this match, and Charles Small can do it. If anyone, he can. A lot of it is his defensive game that he's able to shape up. And I mentioned earlier how normally he may not start the season the way he ideally wants to, and he'll step up when he needs to, and now is the time he needs to step up, and he gets a point.
1 point Hofstra.
A bit later in the season, but much like last season, Charles Small started off on a very strong note. Leo gets a hold of Charles' leg, looks for a takedown, but Charles Small gets a takedown instead. He might pin, and he gets the pin.
What a win for Charles Small.
Leo Tarantino's shot attempt backfires. Charles Small a reverse takedown, and it looks like Tarantino might have tweaked his ankle. He's still down holding.
That was a very hard slam on Small's end.
And it seems like he's in a lot of discomfort right now, not getting up and being surrounded by medical personnel. Charles Small waiting on the mat. Good display of sportsmanship there. Isn't going to leave until he makes sure his opponent, Leo Tarantino, is okay himself. Tarantino still on his back. Looks like they're trying to kind of stretch out his leg to make sure he's not in too much pain to put weight on it. And Charles Small still yet to go to the bench. Puts his headgear back on. And again, it was Charles Small who had his leg captured. But an incredible counter that was to take Tarantino down. It looked like Small might have been in trouble there. He got the first point. It looked like he was about to concede 2 of his own. But the quick, composed work of Charles Small wins him another one.
Very much agreed. I was not expecting that to happen the way it did in the second period. However, Charles Small came out victorious.
Tarantino still yet to get off the mat right now. Appears to be in a lot of discomfort. He might have to get carried off the mat. Hence a little bit of delay here, and now he's up.
Good sportsmanship from Small on his end, making sure his opponent is good.
The Tarpon Springs native wrestled most recently against a nationally ranked opponent. Charles Small gets the win by pin. Early lead for Hofstra.
And up next,
Trey Rogers, 197. Trey Rogers.
At 197 pounds for Harvard, Luke Rada. And for Hofstra.
First year, Luke Rada from Harvard. From New Jersey, wrestled 2 matches at 184, but wrestling 197 now, losing 10-2 to Bucknell's Logan DeCitis, and then beating Cornell's Ethan Hatcher 5-2. He's a 2-time high school New Jersey state champion, 3-time district champion, 2-time all-district champion. As it looks like Trey Rogers has a hold of his leg right now, looking to get the 2 points. All he needs to get behind, and Rogers gets the early 2 points. As Luke Rada, the freshman, tries to just get the whistle, and he does. Trey Rogers recently just passing 50 career wins. Looking to just continue to add to it, to his consistency, his discipline. And what an incredible career it's been for Trey Rogers. Still one more season, at very least, for Trey Rogers. And look at the speed displayed there, as you can see how he gets 50 career wins. He went undefeated his senior year in high school, Trey Rogers did, and he's one of those guys where, yes, he may have taken the bumps, the bruises his early years, but he learned, and there was no quit in his game. Good snap by Rogers. Good display. Good display of strength there. Able to snap down Rada. And looks like Rogers might get the pin. Much like Charles Small. Back-to-back pin potential here. Can't quite hold Rada down in the pinning position, although Rogers still going. He's got the stamina. Rada is not ready to give up just yet. Rogers has a better position, and Rogers gets the pin. What a display by Trey Rogers. His last two matches, a major decision against Drexel, and now a pin here against the Harvard Crimson. Big Zachary Knighton-Ward, 285, one of the NCAA qualifiers, taking on the first-year Jeffrey Crooks from Cobleskill, New York. Won his first match this season over Bucknell's Niemeyer, 3-2, but since then has lost his last 3 matches. Zachary Knighton-Ward had an early second period pin his last match against Drexel. A win by fall for Zachary Knighton-Ward. Going for the leg there. Normally likes to go for the body lock, and he's got it now. Good play, and that is a textbook takedown for Zachary Knighton-Ward. Looked like he was just going to go for the leg, but of course shoots for the body lock. Looking to make quick work on the first year, Jeffrey Crooks. Crooks, good display of strength there, trying to free himself out. Trying to recover at least 1 point after conceding 2. Knighton-Ward just holding him down for now until he could get him in good pinning position. Looking for a second straight pin. First 2 matches today already won by pins. Charles Small and Trey Rogers both. Pin victories, and Zachary Knighton-Ward almost had Crooks in a pin, but Crooks reversed. Zachary Knighton-Ward might get pinned himself, having an awful lot of trouble getting out. Knighton-Ward able to free himself out. A near close call, almost another backfire.
Extremely close call. Knighton-Ward fought hard to get to his stomach.
He nearly looked like he was down and out. He was flat on his back for at least a split second, but was able to recover just in time. But now is staying down, as we all know, very exhausting. Using all the strength you possibly can just to not get pinned, getting held down. And it looks like Jeffrey Crooks is a bit gassed here.
Knighton-Ward able to get the escape, now back to a neutral position. Fighting hard for the takedown, couldn't quite connect it.
Was looking for that single leg, may have been looking for the body lock again. They're apart again in the neutral position, and now Zachary Knighton-Ward looking to recover some points. Fakes the shot, may have been looking for a snap. Didn't quite get it. Knighton-Ward looking for the shot. He's got the leg of Crooks, although he loses it. Crooks a quick escape. Putting up a good fight for Zachary Knighton-Ward. Looking for a quick takedown, Zachary Knighton-Ward. Good counter there. Nearly pinned Crooks, but then nearly pinned himself as he trails heading into the second period, 6-3. We'll start at the bottom position to at least get within 1 point, as this has been a pretty action-packed matchup so far. Charles Small up on one knee, then another, and then it looks like Jeffrey Crooks just let him go as Zachary Knighton-Ward able to climb within 2 points. Knighton-Ward going for the same leg again, and he seems to get Jeffrey Crooks with that. 2 points, and was down 6-3 heading into the second, and just like that, he has tied it with that takedown.
Knight and Ward looking to lock up his leg but couldn't quite get it as his opponent goes back to his stomach, but Knight and Ward was trying hard for the pin.
Looking for the wrist. He's trying to get that right shoulder tucked of Jeffrey Cooks to get him in a good pinning position again. Knight and Ward having some trouble keeping Crooks down, and Crooks is able to escape himself, now leading 7-6 on that escape attempt. Putting up a good fight. Now he's going to go for the shot himself. A good sprawl there by Knight and Ward, although Crooks has an iron lock on Knight and Ward's leg. Knight and Ward has Crooks' head pinned down to the mat. Looking to just not concede 2 points. He gains 2 points instead. It looks he was able to outweight Crooks as much as he can. Now able to get some riding time on himself, trying to get a grip of that wrist, although Crooks wise enough able to free his wrist out.
Knight and Ward also having a 1 point advantage going into the third period.
Points going back and forth for Knight and Ward and Jeff Crooks.
Now the roles are reversed as Crook takes bottom, Knight and Ward on top.
Last time these two schools squared off, 2019-20, the season that was cut short, Knight and Ward faced a number 10 ranked opponent against Harvard. Fell to a very close 3-2 decision. And while this one's showcasing a little bit more points going each way, Jeffrey Crooks, the freshman, looking to be a very, very tough challenge for Zachary Knight and Ward. And what will likely be his final season as a Hofstra Pride wrestler. Knight and Ward. So it looks like he's getting a little bit of that riding time on Jeff Crooks. Remember, if it weren't for the little mishap of Knight and Ward trying to pin Crooks but nearly pinning himself, Knight and Ward might be leading by just a little bit more right now, as it is tied 8-8 with 1:03 left in the second period. The two will duel. Knight and Ward looking for the takedown. He gets it, the same leg. Zachary Knight and Ward going for that same takedown every time, and it seems like it has connected every time. Getting another 2 points. Trying to get Crooks on his back. Has Crooks frozen. Crooks almost looks like he's out of gas. Knight and Ward trying to make it 3 straight pins for Hofstra to start off on a very strong note. Both combatants looking a bit gassed right now. Knight and Ward trying to hold him down. That takes a lot out of you. At this point, it's a matter of stamina. Who will earn more points on stamina here? And it looks like Knight and Ward might have Crooks down. And it looks like Crooks is down, but he just is able to dodge the pin.
As you can
what
see,
a display of stamina there.
The crowd is riled up. The coaches are riled up, and that'll do it.
Both of these guys, this crowd, this match is electric here, and Zachary Knight and Ward will take this one.
Strong win, 15-8.
15-8, as it nearly looked like he was down and out. But of course, it's Zachary Knight and Ward. He will not give up. Redshirt senior. He has the experience. Dylan Acevedo Switzer, one of the prime examples of a high school warrior, compiled a 103-23 record for New Jersey. Was a county championship and qualified for the state championships in 2020. May not have started his first year in NCAA ideally, but every single match is a stepping stone and a learning experience for Dylan Acevedo-Switzer.
Currently sitting at 1-10 overall. Hopefully he is able to get a win today for the Pride.
It was not Switzer that wrestled 125 last time against Drexel. It was Jacob Moon, although Jacob Moon had lost that one as well, 10-2. The one thing about these lighter weights here, they are very quick. As they seem to lock up right now, looking for the first takedown. Switzer has his leg picked up, looking to just get behind to get the 2 points, although he has both of his legs held on to right now. Now he's got a hold of a leg. And it looks like it's a bit of a stalemate right now. Neither of them can free. Inching closer and closer off the mat, and the ref will just stop as they were in a stalemate position and will reset. No points gained on that sequence there. As Switzer may look to shoot this time, as he gave up the first shot. As you can see, he pounced there but did not exactly commit to it. A bit of an more aggressive approach this time around for Switzer. Locked in is Switzer. He gets shot on again, but a good speed play to dodge it at first, but now he has one of his legs locked into. Inching off the mat. Can't quite get his leg free. His best bet may just be getting off the mat here, and he's that close to having just that happen, and he is off, but has conceded 2 points in the process.
Acevedo-Switzer fighting hard to get to his feet.
He has one of his legs trapped there. Having a tough time just getting to both of his feet. He can't really get on his one free leg, his left leg. Having an awful lot of trouble there. But it seems like his other leg is pretty much locked up there. Not sure what to do from here. As now looked like he was about to find an escape, although that will do it for the first Acevedo-Switzer. A good period, just avoiding a couple of takedown attempts, only conceding 2 points, and we'll start in the bottom position just to recapture one.
As you can see, he is fighting hard. He is not giving up, but his opponent has him locked in.
Switzer in that same position he was during the final sequence of that first period, still having an awful lot of trouble getting up. And that's what Trey Rogers had spoken about. Like I mentioned, I spoke to him recently. It's about working out physically and getting the mental game involved too. It's a lot of endurance training for situations like this. It can take a whole lot out of you, and at the end of the day, stamina, endurance get you all the points. And Acevedo-Switzer just looking to hang in there, just trying to not get pinned while having an awful lot of trouble getting up. His leg's still locked. Looked like he was about to get up there, but down he goes again. As he is at a big riding time disadvantage right now with 43 seconds to go in the second. Having a lot of trouble getting up still. And it seems as if he doesn't get the first takedown and he gets taken down first, it seems as if it has not really worked out in his favor, as he's having an awful lot of trouble getting up right now. Down goes his left knee again. That left knee has been his biggest hope as he was trying to get up, but he can't with 2 seconds and 1 to go in the second.
Very slow second period.
Now Acevedo Switzer with the chance to get some riding time of his own after he's had a big disadvantage in that category. Although cannot hold him down. Now they're back in the neutral position. At this point, it seems like Acevedo Switzer may have to try to shoot for the takedown himself. Trailing 3-0, 1:37 left in the third. A takedown will bring him within 1, but he's going to have to do something really spectacular here to try to come back and win this one.
Being in the neutral position, I feel like now he has the advantage, whereas in the first and second period, he was mostly on bottom for the majority.
Seems like he's not going to have much of a choice here other than just going for a takedown. It's the best shot he has, as the first couple of times that he was being shot on.
Quick dodge from Acevedo Switzer.
Under a minute to go in the third. Acevedo Switzer must act quickly. A takedown here is his best hope. Has not gone for it yet. Although it doesn't let his legs taken out. Has a hold, and he's going to try to get behind to at least get 2 points. And then from there on, who knows? Not exactly sure what he was going to do there with only 32 seconds to go in the third. Acevedo Switzer, the time to shoot, the time to act is now for him if he wants any hope of coming back and winning this one.
Only 20 seconds remaining in the third period.
Still locked up. He's got the speed to avoid getting taken down himself, but at this point it seems it might be a bit too late with 8 seconds to go, because even if he does get a takedown, it will not be enough. Dodges another takedown, but it's a bit too late there as the match expires. Acevedo Switzer drops this one 3-0. But not a terrible loss. Not a terrible loss. Still a hard-fought loss. Did not make it easy.
And that'll be the first loss of the day for the Pride.
Matthew Templeton taking on the junior Dylan Murphy from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Also only has 1 win in his last 5 matches, which was a win by fall over Sacred Heart's John Lafferty. Most recently lost both dual matches against Princeton and Penn State. Only appeared in open tournaments last season, highlighted with a 17-0 tech fall over Franken Marshall's Mike Simonetti. As over here, he has his leg locked up, and the two will separate in a bit more of a checkmate position, stalemate position, that is. Still looking for a shot, although failed on that attempt. Templeton trying to get behind. A bit of a stalemate position here with Templeton on his stomach. Dylan Murphy can't really do much in his position, although almost finds a way. Murphy has his leg tied up by Templeton. Templeton will not let go, although eventually If he gets tired enough, it can be conceding 2 points to Dylan Murphy. And Templeton is just hanging on to his leg for dear life right now, although only has one arm left. Now almost trying to get Dylan Murphy on his back, but now Murphy concedes 2 points of his own. Coach Papadato's not happy about that one, as he doesn't feel that Dylan Murphy had the didn't cleanly have Templeton in a hold from behind. As Templeton will start in the bottom position. Dylan Murphy is able to get Templeton down to his stomach. Trying to get up, but Murphy has Templeton's leg tied up.
Murphy looking to flip over Templeton and isn't quite successful.
Templeton doesn't really have his arms down, just trying to pry free of Murphy's grip. Templeton kind of squirming his legs around a bit, just trying to pry free any way he can. On his stomach right now, Murphy getting that ride-in time over Templeton with 25 seconds to go in the first. Kind of like last match with Dylan Acevedo-Switzer, Templeton just having a lot of trouble just even getting his hips up. Never mind just one leg. He's having a lot of trouble getting his hips up. Dylan Murphy playing it smart because he knows that if Templeton can't get his hips up, there's really nothing much he can do at all. Before you get your legs up, you got to get the hips up. And without that, you're practically immobile as this period expires. It'll be a 2-point lead for Dylan Murphy, the Stroudsburg native, over Matthew Templeton.
And it appears Coach Papadatos is telling him to choose top, as Templeton will take the top position.
Templeton will have to basically imitate what Dylan Murphy did, just trying to keep his hips down. Although Templeton is not in position, it looks like he's going to just go for the pin right away. Has had a grip of Murphy's far shoulder. Murphy just trying to break out. Templeton was looking for a leg sweep. Templeton will not give up yet, trying to pick up Murphy. Slams him back down, but Murphy is able to pop right back up after he escapes. And that'll be a point for Dylan Murphy. As the two tie up, Templeton couldn't quite get the takedown. Not the start Templeton wanted for his career. Last season compiled an 0-3 record for the Hofstra Pride. Although again, not really showing much quit in his game either. A lot of what we saw earlier in this match is when the opponents of Harvard against Hofstra were able to get to their feet, Knight and Ward, Trey Rogers, maybe even Charles Small, they'll let their opponent go a little bit. But Templeton was able to hold on to Murphy as long as he could and was able to slam him back down. Sign of persistence there as Templeton fakes the shot. Doesn't exactly go for it. Murphy does. He has a clean grip on Templeton's leg, just trying to get Templeton on his back. A bit in a stalemate position, although Murphy has an advantage in position, although Templeton just trying to use his strength to pull Murphy back onto his back. But Murphy still has a hold of his leg. Templeton in almost a scorpion position right now. Still a hold of Murphy's leg, and they're back to where they were just before. Templeton almost pinning himself. And what a display there, both guys. When one gets taken down, it could go either way. Templeton showing no quit in his game, showing incredible flexibility and even endurance.
Agreed. Very strange position to be in for Templeton, but they will start off at neutral, so hopefully Templeton's able to get a quick takedown, put some points on the board.
Templeton has 1:50 to work with in this third set. Still locked up with Murphy. Murphy looked like he wanted to snap him down. Templeton gets a quick snap down on Murphy, though the two stay in neutral position. Templeton knew he drew that shot up a little bit too much, so Murphy backed off. So did Templeton, and the two remain locked up. Templeton almost went for the shot, pulled back again. Seems like Templeton might have to look for another way. May have to try to trick Murphy, get him a little bit distracted. Maybe get the hands in the face of Murphy, or try something else, as a clean shot has not worked, but that time it does. He finally gets the leg. Persistence pays off, as they say. As Templeton has a tough lock on Murphy's leg, although doesn't seem to be doing much with it, as Murphy gets a hold of Templeton's leg as well. Just trying to get Murphy on his back. But it almost seems as if Murphy's in control here, trying to pull Templeton's leg over, trying to get him in a pinning position. Two in a stalemate.
35 seconds left to make something happen.
In the exact same position Dylan Acevedo-Switzer was. Templeton gets a grip on Murphy's leg, although again doesn't seem to be doing much with it. Templeton down flat on the mat, and Murphy nearly got Templeton onto his back with 12 seconds to go. They'll go back to the neutral position. Doesn't look like Templeton will be able to do much from here with 10 seconds to go. Tried to go for a shot, but again, even a takedown will not be enough with 5 seconds to go. Templeton on top, sprawls from Murphy's takedown attempt. Well, that will do it for this one. Murphy, a 3-0 win over the persistent Matthew Templeton. Looks like he has an improving game here.
An unfortunate loss for Templeton, as he was honored earlier for his senior day.
One takedown from Murphy and one escape, as Templeton, even in that little play there where he had Murphy locked up, like I mentioned before, was persistent, did not give in, and was able to slam Murphy back down as Templeton heads back to the locker room. Rest of the Hofstra Pride huddle around and meet as they take the first 3 matchups. First 2 were pins, as we know. Charles Small looked like he was in trouble at first, as it looked like he was about to get taken down first, and then he had the reverse takedown. Unfortunately, almost injured his opponent in Leo Tarantino. It took Tarantino a while to get off the mat, and Charles Small showcasing good sportsmanship, making sure Tarantino was okay. Tarantino was able to get off the mat. It's pretty much under his own power. Did have a little bit of help, but it was a plot twist that not many of us expected, as Charles Small seemed like he was in trouble, but as we know, Charles Small, a very, very smart wrestler now. It's not just about working hard. Working hard is a big part of it, but it's also about working smart. And then right after him, Trey Rogers got a pin victory as well on the freshman Luke Rada. Sometimes you just don't know who you're up against, and Zachary Knighton Ward, who nearly got pinned himself, we won't forget, against the freshman Jeffrey Crooks. Just one little mishap for Zachary Knighton Ward, and he was able to take a big win, 15-8, over the freshman from Cobleskill, New York, Jeffrey Crooks. As a strong start for the Hofstra Pride, as they started heavy, they're going light as we have a minute left in our intermission. Sam, what do you think the rest of this Pride team has to do to pick up more points and take an advantage over an EIW conference rival Harvard?
I think ultimately the team just needs to come out with that same intensity that the first 3 matches brought. Not to say that the 2 following matches didn't bring intensity, but, you know, they kind of have to get their head in the game and not put their head down, you know?
And Erickson Velasquez will be wrestling today. Again, he only had about 2 attempts last season. Unfortunately, not successful in either. He's getting prepped, he is getting ready, but he will be wrestling a bit later. Still looking for his first NCAA division win. And it was the mental game of Charles Small that really shaped up his career. We've seen it. We've seen it with this Hofstra culture. These guys fight hard. Dennis Papadopoulos pushes them hard. And they work very hard together. And a very successful team off the mat, as I mentioned, academically, as we get ready for 149. As 149, Justin Hoyle faced off against senior Jaffrey from St. Charles, Illinois.
Justin Hoyle currently sitting at 7-10, and I was able to speak to Coach Papadopoulos earlier this week, and he said he wanted, you know, this specific weight class to be more solid.
Although Justin Hoyle looks like he might get pinned early, it seemed pretty close there, as it was a solid escaped attempt for the most part. As the 2 roll off the mat, he gets taken down early right away. Hoyle looking to kind of just put that behind him. Looking to start here again. Competed at 141 last season, when 3-2, ended the season with 3 consecutive wins. So ended on a pretty high note coming into this season. Expects the best out of him and out of his weight class that Sam just mentioned. Hoyle is able to escape. Takes a point for himself. He's still very much in this, although gets taken down again, almost onto his own back. Joffrey and Hoyle in a bit of a stalemate situation here. Hoyle gets the hips up, although a leg is locked. Has the left leg free. Joffrey kind of orchestrating the tempo right now. Hoyle just trying to break free. Wrestling 149 this year after 141 last year, and even 133 his first year. Had a dominant first year with a 19-9 record, a 7-1 in mark in duels, and 5-0 in EIWA duels. And like I mentioned before, ended the season with 3 straight wins. As he will take the bottom position here. As he was able to take 1 point last time, he was on the bottom, although in a dangerous position to get pinned right now. And now he nearly went for a reverse pin there on Joffrey. Joffrey knew he was in trouble, was able to get out and counter quickly. Hoyle, very smart moves by him. A couple of times almost pinned and knew right away how to get out. It's not just about the attack, it is also about the defense, it is about the counter attack. That is ever so important, because if your attack doesn't work, then there's not much you can do there. The counter attacks are very important to learn, as Hoyle nearly took Joffrey out completely off the mat onto the floor. As the counter attacks by Hoyle can really help him out in the long run, can help him really gain some much needed points. As the first round, we have 46 seconds remaining. Justin Hoyle just trailing 4-3.
Justin Hoyle looking to flip him over to his side. Isn't quite successful, as
he's able to keep Joffrey down. Joffrey has a hold of Hoyle's head. Was looking for a pin, although Hoyle was able to dodge that and just stay on his back, stay on his stomach. That is. Keeps his elbows planted. trying to get in good position to get up, although Joffrey has almost a fireman hold on Justin Hoyle. And you see that a lot with these NCAA Division I wrestlers. They like that move. It is a pretty efficient move to get your opponent pinned. As Hoyle in his last meeting against Drexel, a close one for him, was able to tally 6 points of his own but conceded 9 to Drexel's Jared Donahue. Hoyle, a good roll there. And is trying to break free of Joffrey's grip, although Joffrey's able to slam him back down, trying to pull Hoyle back onto the mat. As Hoyle was just about off the mat entirely. They weren't going to blow that down quickly enough, as Joffrey's able to get him back on. Looking to keep the riding time going as the two keep rolling around. They are finally off the mat. And Hoyle taking a bit of an extra second to get up as he hears a couple words from Coach Papadopoulos. Trailing 6-3, 1:33 remaining in the second set. Hoyle looking to pop back up. Looks like Joffrey gave him the escape point there, because Joffrey, as I mentioned before, is able to orchestrate the tempo a bit in the neutral position. Hoyle
lots of quick movement coming from his end.
Looking for the shot. Drew it up a bit much as he has a leg captured. Down he goes. And it almost looked like he was going to get Joffrey in a pinning position there. These two have just tumbled around all match. Almost reminds me of a high school wrestling match a little bit. Although neither have been able to get the other in a pin. It looks like as if they're in a position to pin. Their opponent just springs back into more of a safety position. As Hoyle, when Joffrey has his riding time on Hoyle, Hoyle's not simply just trying to get up. He's trying to just roll around and kind of, like I said, counter that and try to get Joffrey into a pin position himself. Those counters are very important, as you see it right there. The two roll off, but when it seems like Hoyle's in trouble, he bites right back to Joffrey with 35 left to go in the second. Hoyle only down by 2. As his counterattacks have proven very, very efficient and very useful so far. As honestly, despite the fact that he might only be down by 2, still one more period to go. This one can really go either way, the way these two guys are going. Hoyle missed a shot there, but he's able to get right back up, and he's able to avoid getting taken down himself. One of those opponents where even if you do beat him, it will not be easy, as he's not making it easy on Joffrey at all. And Joffrey is doing very good adapting to Hoyle. As the second period comes to an end, Hoyle only trailing 6-4.
Rolling off the mat seems to be a common occurrence for this match.
As the two try to keep countering each other's moves. Hoyle looked for the shot. Wasn't successful, but we'll see what happens here. Although Joffrey might get behind, Hoyle just as quick. He's able to get back in front, but Joffrey has the body grip, almost like Zachary Knight and Ward-like. He's able to get Hoyle down. Hoyle, ever so slippery, is able to break free of that pinning position, although Joffrey has a hold of Hoyle's leg. It takes a lot of flexibility and a lot of muscle endurance.
Good job by Hoyle as he escapes that almost pin.
Another one of those examples of a counterattack here. Hoyle not going down. Joffrey slides off the mat. As Joffrey got 2 points for a takedown, Hoyle gets 1. The match is paused for just a moment with 1:09 left to go in the third. And again, another position where a Hofstra wrestler down by 3, where time is their biggest enemy here in the third period. Hoyle in the same position. And it seems like Joffrey is reading Hoyle pretty well. Looks like he's studying Hoyle pretty well. It looks like Hoyle, his shot attempts aren't exactly getting through to Joffrey. And it's mostly been a counterattack game for Hoyle. Although at this point in the match, Hoyle's going to have to do a little bit of attacking himself in a position where he'll need a takedown and an escape, or possibly even a takedown and a near fall to win this one. Joffrey shoots for the leg. Looks like Hoyle might be in trouble here. Looking to break free, keeping his balance. Hoyle gets a hold of Joffrey's leg. They both roll over onto each other's backs.
And
with
out
42
of bounds.
seconds to go in the third. And they roll out once again. Joffrey looks for the quick snap. Hoyle has 34 seconds to make something happen here. Just avoids the takedown. Hoyle and Joffrey in a bit of a stalemate position right now as they're down. Hoyle keeps a hold of the leg of Joffrey, almost pins himself. Now Joffrey has Hoyle's arm. They're just trying to hold on to each other as much as they can before this match goes to an end. Hoyle, with great leg strength, able to get into a bridge position. If he goes down one more time, he risks getting pinned. But Joffrey gets another 6 points for that near fall, plus riding time, so the final score will be 15-5. But the score itself very much did not tell the whole story. It was a very close matchup that I still think could have went either way. Lucas Stricker normally wrestles 141, but he has wrestled 149 this season, has dominated, winning 4 of his last 5 matches, with the lone loss coming against a nationally ranked 149 wrestler, and he was pinned. Most recently pinned Princeton's Marshall Keller in the third period and won 3-0 over Penn State's Carmen Ferrante.
And for the Pride, Mike Leandrew, currently sitting at 5-14. It's not exactly where he planned on being. However, hopefully he is able to get a win today.
He gets taken down first by Stricker. Stricker, the senior from Rootstown, Ohio. Looks like he has Leandrew down. Leandrew is able to break free. Unfortunately, some of Leandrew's losses have come via pin. Stricker only pinned once this season against a nationally ranked opponent. Again, out of his weight class, but has proven to adapt very well. And is getting the riding time over the transfer Michael Leandrew so far from Oyster Bay. Before coming to Hofstra, he attended American University in Washington, D.C., Michael Leandrew has already conceded 4 points and is trying to just get back onto the mat. Leandrew trying to get the hips up, although weighed down there by Lucas Stricker. Seems like Leandrew has really nowhere to move. Stricker has one of Leandrew's arms, has both of his legs, and now Leandrew is in a position, can't really escape, and that will do it as Leandrew is pinned by Lucas Stricker, the senior from Rootstown, Ohio. And again, Stricker continues to prove how adaptable he is in the 149 weight class. Trevor Torsey, normally wrestling in 149 pounds, as we see some of these Harvard wrestlers moving up or down weight classes. The junior from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, wrestled 157 pounds this season and won his first match against Bucknell's Nick Delp 5-3, then proceeded to lose his last 3.
Joe McGinty, who is currently sitting at 7-11 overall.
McGinty almost gets pinned there by Torsey right away. Torsey getting the riding time on McGinty right away as they slide off the mat. McGinty pops back up on the bottom position. As the matches pause here, each go to their prospective coaches. McGinty hearing as Papadopoulos comes up front and center. Papadopoulos emphasizes very much that every guy who has made it on this team deserves to be here and has every single chance to win. And it's not all that much about drawing up a huge game plan. It's mostly about believing and knowing that you are here for a reason. It has been a big message of Papadopoulos and a huge reason as to why Charles Small was able to upset Tate Samuelson of Wyoming. They knew days in advance, but there was no big preparation there. And it is almost no doubt as what Joe McGinty was being told by Coach Papadopoulos. McGinty and Torsey still waiting. And McGinty is another wrestler who ended last season on a high note, ended the season on a 4-match winning streak, with 3 of those matches decided by decision and 1 by fall. McGinty will start in the lower position. Trying to get out from under Trevor Torsey. Trevor Torsey, by the way, has not competed since the 2018-19 season, where the team went 2-9 and Torsey went 6-10 in tournaments. Otherwise, in high school, was a Pennsylvania state qualifier in 2015-16 in high school. So a long time since competing regularly for Torsey, and had lost his last 3. McGinty. Good dodge there by Torsey. Torsey looked like it almost had a hold of McGinty's headgear. McGinty had to readjust there. Now the two holding each other back. McGinty doesn't fully commit to that shot. Neither does Torsey. McGinty a good sprawl. A lot of those counterattacks looking to save McGinty so far, as he and Torsey continue to hang on. McGinty can't quite get the shot, steps back, will have to readjust, although gets himself in the same position as just before as Torsey. Torsey has a hold of McGinty, has one arm. Remember, if you headlock at wrestling of any level, you need to have one arm in, and Torsey has McGinty's arm. Trying to snap him down fully, was looking for McGinty's leg. He gets behind. What a display of strength and speed by Torsey. And now trying to get McGinty onto his back, although the two end up on their stomach with 24 seconds left in the first. McGinty trying to break up and out with 9 seconds to go in the first period. to edging off the mat, and Torsi will just pull him off there as McGinty trails 4-1 with 2 seconds left in the first. As he will have to try to be careful coming up in the second, as we saw earlier when Zachary Knighton Ward and Jeffrey Crooks had wrestled earlier before. Jeffrey Crooks may have seen Knighton Ward's single leg shot. It looked like it was the same leg every single time for Knighton Ward, but he was able to connect every time, and it seems like a very similar situation here with Torsi and McGinty. So McGinty will really have to watch out for that. Will really have to utilize his reaction time against Torsi. He's able to get Torsi back down. Won't give it up just yet. If Torsi's able to break free, he gets another point. We'll lead 5-1. And not only does he break out, but he gets an extra 2 points. What a move there by Torsi, as it looked like McGinty had slammed him back down. McGinty's able to break free of Torsi. And Torsi, a very quick, smart play, able to get behind McGinty, as now McGinty trails 6-2. His shot attempt may not have been fully committed, as now McGinty has a hurt right shoulder. It looked like that last shot attempt may have tweaked his shoulder. Again, he did not fully commit to it, and it's so possible that he may have pulled something in that attempt, as the medical trainer trying to test his shoulder to see what exactly can be wrong with McGinty. Looks to be in a bit of discomfort. Not too much. It looks like he may step back in. We have seen a lot of these wrestlers who have gotten injured very much. It looks like Torsi is a bit gassed there as they wait to continue. A lot of these wrestlers who almost seem down and out with injuries were able to finish off their matches, and some of them even win, as that is what this Hofstra Pride culture is all about here. McGinty's able to step back in, trailing 6-2 with 1:14 left in the second. And if he wants to come back here, he's going to have to try to pin, but a very quick play by the junior from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He's able to escape, although McGinty, a bit frustrated here, was trying to look for the pin right away, for the takedown right away. He's able to dodge a takedown. He's looking for the right moment to take Torsi, although Torsi has been on guard and has been reacting very fine this entire matchup. Torsi, another unsuccessful takedown attempt. McGinty trying to hold him back. Torsi has a hold of McGinty's left arm. McGinty's gonna need both arms as he gets them both free to pick up the leg of Torsi, although in a bit of a stalemate position with 27 seconds to go in the second. McGinty had a hold of Torsi's leg. He still does. For a moment there, it looks like McGinty was in trouble, had one of his arms locked up. They'll start off neutral again as Torsi now leads 7-2 with 10 seconds remaining in the second. Couple of snap attempts as McGinty, trailing 7-2 heading into the third, was looking for a bit of those fake snaps there. It's something that you were taught in high school, a little bit of those fake snaps and then shoot for the legs. It looks like that's what McGinty was trying out, as his straight shot attempts have not been very successful. As he tries another one there, it doesn't connect. Just able to sprawl free, able to hold Torsi back. As some of McGinty's teammates shouting from the home bench for McGinty to commit to that shot, as he was down on one knee. And it looked like he wasn't going to fully commit to that shot, only had one arm free. And at this point in your career, you're going to need both arms free to pick up the leg, and McGinty did just that, but he let it go. McGinty gets a leg again. down to his own knees. He's going to look to get behind. Although the junior, Trevor Torsey, has a hold of McGinty's leg himself, is just going to look to wait out McGinty with just under a minute to go in the third period. McGinty's attempt not very successful. Torsey was able to counter that. Torsey gets a hold of McGinty's leg. Let's see what he'll do here. Gets McGinty down to his back just for a moment, but McGinty was able to roll back onto his stomach as he now trails 9-2. Torsey leading 9-2 with 35 seconds to go in the third. McGinty is able to escape. He gets a point, but just like that, Torsey's able to get back behind McGinty, and it looks like this one may be out of reach. This one is out of reach for Hofstra as McGinty pulled off the mat there, trailing 11-3 with 21 seconds to go. Good roll there. No harm, no foul for either of them. Neither of them giving up a pinning position with under 10 seconds to go in the third. And that will be the match there with six seconds to go. McGinty trailing by 8. Looks like he could get one at most here if he's able to escape within the next 6 seconds. With 5 to go now, he gets the hip up. And unsuccessful attempt there. Looks like Torsey will get the riding time. He does. Gives him the extra point as he is victorious 12-3 over McGinty.
Despite the upsetting loss for McGinty, although he wasn't able to get much points on the board, he still fought hard through and through until the very end.
Ricky Stam, the 6th year returning to Hofstra. Sam last match, unfortunately not successful against Drexel, losing 6-1. Facing up against Philip Canagliaro from Massachusetts in 2019-2020. Helped the Crimson to a 30-7 record. Was a perfect 5-0 against Ivy League opponents. Was 3rd on the team in dual points, 2nd on the team in tech falls and major decisions with 6. Was named co-captain last season despite there being no season for the Harvard Crimson because of COVID-19. He's had recent success against Jake Marsh of Princeton and won 11-8, then beat Penn State's 25th ranked Lucas Ravano 6-3. One of only 2 matches won that day, aside from Lucas Stricker over Cameron Ferrante 3-0, one of Harvard's 2 wins over Penn State that day, and it was against a nationally ranked opponent. So Ricky Stam very much has his hands full right now. Although the 6-year veteran has seen much of that. He has seen nationally ranked opponents. You can imagine in 6 years he has faced more experienced opponents, now less experience. And there's a reason he has been consistent for his past 6 years, as he and Canagliaro tie up. Stam still tied up there. And my mistake, that is actually Alex Whitworth from Dalton, Georgia, as Stam gets the first takedown. It is actually the freshman from Dalton, Georgia, Alex Whitworth, coming into the NCAA division against 6-year Ricky Stam. In high school was a 5-time state champion. Whitworth able to get up. Stam still has a hold. Stam is able to slam Whitworth back down, as Whitworth having trouble trying to get up right now. He gets the hips up. Although it looks like they're getting off the mat there with about 8 seconds to go. Stam looking to just hold Whitworth down for the remainder of the first. A controlled period by Ricky Stam, showing he is the 6th year compared to the freshman Alex Whitworth, leading 2-0 heading into the second, and now he will start on the bottom position, as it is just as tough for the top opponent, as Stam almost got in pinning position. Now is just going to look to escape as Whitworth is able to get behind Stam. Stam is able to escape. That's another point for him. 3-0 for Stam. Can't quite pull him down. Stam. And Whitworth tie up. Whitworth not really taking most of the shots here. It was a lot of Ricky Stam really orchestrating the tempo here right now. Looks like Whitworth may have gone for a little bit of a shot. Whitworth gets a hold of Stam's leg. All of Stam can really do there is try to pin Whitworth's front side down, as Stam very quickly is able to get behind, gets another 2 points. Stam is starting to run away with this one, up 5-0 here in the second period. As Stam is hearing it from the bench right now, he is in control of this one. A lot of excitement from Charles Small right now over one of his primary wrestling partners, as I spoke to Charles Small earlier this season, Ricky Stam, noting how you were able to break Charles Small back then, but now he's the one doing the breaking. Ricky Stam mentioned how Charles Small was a lot more fun to wrestle back then, but is still very thankful to have him as a teammate, and was thankful to help Charles Small in his comeback journey. And Charles Small paying him back with a bit of hype himself, as Stam in complete control of that one. A lot of riding time for Stam as they enter the third. Stam has wrestled in countless 3-period wrestling matches. In 6 years, understands what the strategy is heading into the third. And it looks like he may just try to sit on the lead here. That's kind of what he did last period, just trying to kind of sit on his lead as he leads 5-0. And Stam tries to go for the single leg, still looking to pick up more points himself here, although Whitworth had a hold of Stam. Stam gets another 2 on top of Whitworth. Stam's going to let Whitworth right back up. Whitworth recovers a point, and Stam may just look to get 2 points back. So 1 point gained could turn into 1 point loss, could be 2 points gained for Ricky Stam. Whitworth has a hold of Stam's right leg. Stam looking to get up, looking pretty composed there. Maybe something he took away from Charles, or you know what? Something Charles learned from Ricky Stam, just from being experienced. And speaking of Charles Smalls, still cheering on Ricky Stam. Charles Smalls still feeling very good after his win. He was the first one on the mat. Got the pin on Leo Tarantino to start off. 30 seconds remaining in the third. Stam gets Whitworth down. Another 2 points for Stam as he leads 10-1. As the veteran Ricky Stam welcoming the first-year Alex Whitworth to the NCAA. With 5 seconds to go, on deck now is Erickson Velasquez from Mineola High School. Stam takes this one 10-1, make it 11 with a riding time extra point for Stam. And now Erickson Velasquez still looking for his first NCAA Division I win.
At 174 for Harvard, Josh Kim, and for Hofstra, Erickson Velasquez.
Erickson Velasquez has his hands full a little bit as Josh Kim from Santiago High School, California, also a sophomore, lost his last 3 matches by a combined score of 17-7, most recently against Penn State, nationally ranked opponent. As Kim had only lost 3-1, very close, as Erickson is able to escape from that single leg takedown attempt from Kim. Velasquez is playing very aggressive right now. Hasn't shot for a takedown yet. Velasquez avoiding the snap, although Kim has a hold of Erickson's leg. Erickson not too sure what he's going to do here as he's still on his single leg. Kim trying to take down Erickson. Erickson keeps Kim at bay. Still up, but now down as Kim is able to get behind for the 2 points.
Velasquez was able to hold out for quite a moment there.
Erickson looking to get Kim in the pinning position. Almost looks like Erickson was going to get pinned, but now Erickson is trying to get the escape, although Kim with some pretty exceptional leg strength right now, trying to hold Erickson down. Big awkward position. Erickson just trying to drive out from Joshua Kim. Joshua Kim still on top here. Bit of a stalemate there. I was about to say, it doesn't seem like either of them are willing to give up their position. A whistle was probably best case scenario with 1:01 left in the first. Erickson in the bottom position. Erickson looking for the escape, although Kim has a good hold of Erickson, and now looking for the pin. Erickson in a bit of a dangerous situation right now, trying to get out. Now Erickson nearly able to escape, although has not fully escaped yet. He's going to look for it, trying to pry free of Joshua Kim. Kim is looking to take Erickson right back down. He does, but basically off the mat, not on the mat. He gets Erickson down on the hardwood floor. A piece of Erickson's upper body was met by that hardwood floor, just not on the mat, with 34 seconds left in the first. Erickson trying to recover just 1 point. Erickson trying to break free, and he does. The 2 free with 6 seconds to go in the first. Erickson got himself in trouble early a few times this match, especially early on, but was able to survive the first round, only trailing 2-1.
Velasquez doing a great job of holding out that first period.
Was able to hold Joshua Kim at arm's length. As Joshua Kim escapes from Erickson.
1 point Harvard.
Erickson will have to take the shot too eventually, as Kim has been taking really the majority of the shots here. A lot of the firing has been done by Kim. Erickson keeping him at arm's length again, although not really sure what he's going to do there, as Kim gets him down.
2 points Harvard.
Not sure if Erickson hit his head there. He was holding his head as he was down. And he still is a little bit. Erickson not exactly moving to get out. Trailing 5-1 with 1:20 to go in the second. Velasquez in quite some trouble right now, still trying to get up. Not moving all too well, as he hasn't really gotten his hands up, still around his head, but he's just going to try to power through it, as that takedown may have rattled Erickson a little bit. Erickson can't really get the hips up, can't really get his body up at all, as Kim has a just about a half Nelson on Erickson, just keeping him immobile, as Erickson can't really get his legs moving, certainly can't get his arms moving either in the position he's in. 30 seconds remain in the second. Kim gets a huge advantage in riding time right now, as Erickson almost visibly gassed right now, having a lot of trouble getting up, moving a bit slow. As Joshua Kim leads 5-1, Erickson just trying to get up, trying to break free. This could be a bit of a momentum changer if he does break free, but Kim gets his leg, takes Erickson back down as the second round expires. Erickson a bit rattled right now, as we have one more period to go. Erickson trailing 5-1, and Joshua Kim has really had control of the entire match. Joshua Kim didn't put Erickson in any kind of hold at all, as Erickson again concedes two points. Erickson gets back up for an escape point. Erickson trails 7-3. Kim gets the takedown on Erickson. Erickson trying to get up, can't really move. Kim is trying to get him down. Erickson is able to escape there, although Kim now has tallied 13 points of his own. Has a hold of Erickson's leg and takes Erickson right back down to the mat. Another 2 points for Harvard, for Joshua Kim, that is. As the third period, 49 seconds away from expiring.
And it looks like Kim could potentially be going for the tech fall.
Kim has let Erickson up once again. 15-5 is the score. Erickson has at most been able to hold Kim back in neutral position, although Kim was able to capitalize on all of his shooting attempts, on his takedown attempts. And a near fall attempt early, as 15 seconds are left. Erickson trying to get up, trying to break free. Can't really pry himself free, as that will do it for the 174-pound matchup.
And a tough loss for the Pride.
The winner is Josh Kim from Harvard. Final score, Harvard 24, Hofstra 19.
And that will do it for our matchup between Hofstra and Harvard. But again, there is one more match coming up against the Sacred Heart Pioneers, in which Hofstra is an undefeated 12-0 against Sacred Heart. Hofstra drops this one to Harvard by a close 19-24 decision. It was a very strong start for the Hofstra Pride as their heavyweights competed early on. Again, Charles Small made quick work of his opponent Leo Tarantino. Trey Rogers with a quick pin over Luke Rada, back-to-back. And Zachary Knighton Ward, again, got himself in trouble in first. Almost got pinned himself, but more than made up for it against Jeffrey Crooks as those two continued to exchange points and was able to get the clean takedown. As we will meet you back here when the Sacred Heart Pioneers take the mat against the Hofstra Pride. After this break, you are watching Hofstra Pride Wrestling on the Hofstra Pride YouTube channel. finished taking on the Harvard Crimson and lost a narrow 24-19 loss to Harvard. It was a very strong start for the Hofstra Pride as their heavyweights got off to a very strong start. To recap, Charles Small started off for Hofstra. The 184-pounder took on Leo Tarantino, where Tarantino and Charles Small had a pretty uneventful first period before Charles Small had his leg captured and almost seemingly no way out, where he had a reverse takedown on Tarantino and was able to pin Tarantino right away. And Tarantino had to be kind of helped off the mat. And following Charles Small's match was Trey Rogers, who also got a pin on Luke Rada pretty quickly into that match. And then it was Zachary Knighton Ward, who almost pinned himself against the first year Jeffrey Crooks from Harvard. And Zachary Knighton Ward did more than just grind out the rest of the match. He nearly doubled up Jeffrey Crooks. And from there on, the lighter weights struggled a bit much for Hofstra, but they were able to fight their way through, and Erickson ended off at 174. Unfortunately, took a big loss there. But here comes Erickson onto the mat now to greet his opponent from the Sacred Heart Pioneers. As now the Hofstra Pride will look to rebound against a team they are a perfect 12-0 against. Here is Charles Small coming onto the mat now. He is pumped up right now after a very convincing win last match, and he'll look to repeat here. He will actually be wrestling 2 matches, Charles Small. One will count towards a team record, one will not. But Charles Small, as you know, is looking to keep his strong season going, looking to continue the momentum from last season, winning Most Improved Wrestler Award for Hofstra. And as we hear from the PA announcer, Charles Small will have an extra match. Will not count towards team scoring. As Charles Small gets ready and set now, Sam, what does Charles Small do to repeat his performance from last match and keep his dominant performance going?
I honestly believe he just has to keep doing what he did the same match, because as you saw before, he won that first match. So I think him using the same strategy, remaining calm and composed, and then, coming in strong into that second period, he'll get a win.
It's Charles Small will get started here. Again, one of the more composed wrestlers for the Hofstra Pride. Quickly dodging a attack attempt right away. Small holding back the first year Sebastian Ford, who has wrestled 184 against Harvard Dominic Mata and got pinned 30 seconds into the match. That was the most of his action that he has seen this season. Charles Small is having an outstanding season following last. And sometimes it just takes a lot to carry your momentum from the season prior, as Charles Small gets the first takedown. Quick, clean takedown for a quick, clean 2 points for Charles Small. Small on top of Sebastian Ford is able to pull him down. Again, Charles Small, a senior, went to Kansas, attended junior college there, where he nearly tripled his wins from losses and decided to take his talents to the next level. And his reality compared to expectations were a lot more difficult here at the NCAA level, but has quickly gotten adjusted over his course with Hofstra. Although couldn't have been done without the help of his teammates, the help of Coach Dennis Papadopoulos and 6th-year wrestler Ricky Stam, who's a huge influence on Charles' career. As Charles still trying to get the best of Sebastian Ford. Again, Sebastian Ford weighs in at 174, but has wrestled 184 this season. He was pinned in his only match this season, and it looks like Charles Small might pin him again. Charles Small has a tight grip on Sebastian Ford. A near fall there will grant Charles a bigger lead, just expand his lead more. Charles Small on top. Sebastian Ford looks like almost gassed there, but was able to remove Small's palm from his shoulder.
Small fighting incredibly hard to still turn over his opponent to hopefully get that pin.
Sebastian Ford not really moving right now. He's just trying to avoid getting pinned again before anything, as that is priority number one. You don't want to get pinned. You don't want to concede points. Well, you're just probably going to have to lay flat for a little bit first before you try to make any attempt at getting up.
4 points, Hofstra.
As Charles Small granted 4 points for his near falls. Charles, what a move there, is able to get Sebastian Ford in prime pinning position. He's just racking up the points as they go. Charles Small already running away here in the first, as this one or the whistle blows with 1 second left in the first. Charles Small running away with a 12-1 lead so far. And has a huge advantage in riding time, as with 1 second left, Charles Small in the top position. Looks like Sebastian Ford may have surprised him just a tiny bit, but Charles Small a significant lead heading into period 2. And if this keeps going, Charles can win a tech fall here against the first-year Sebastian Ford. They will start neutral.
1 point, Sacred Heart.
Giving the point to Sacred Heart's Sebastian Ford. Charles Small goes for the shot, and what a takedown there. Nearly flipped Sebastian Ford. Sebastian can't get up, and that will be a pin for Charles Small. Quick work against his opponent, Sebastian Ford. Big victory for him, as that one did count against team scoring. Trey Rogers at 197. Rogers locked up. Can't quite get the leg. His arm is being held back, although seems like that is a real strategy of Trey Rogers. As he goes for the takedown, and he's granted the takedown. 2 points for Trey Rogers.
1 point, Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart gets a point back. Trey Rogers is wrestling a lot like Charles Small, where he's getting low and not letting his legs be targeted.
2 points, Hofstra.
Trey Rogers, another 2 points. Off the mat they go. Trey Rogers, a 4-2 advantage. Rogers tied up there, is able to avoid the shot, although at the same time as he was able to sprawl out,
2 points, Hofstra.
was able to take the leg
1 point.
of Logan Michael. Rogers and Michael and tie up. Michael, another Sacred Heart wrestling. Another Sacred Heart wrestler wrestling a weight class above what he weighs in, as a very good play to avoid a takedown there. Was able to grant him 2 points. Trey Rogers basically says, well played. And will keep wrestling his own match as down goes Logan Michael. Gains 2 points, and now that is a 5-point lead for Trey Rogers. As last match, Rogers hit the ground running and then eventually got the pin as he had a hold of the junior Logan Michael there. Michael being tended to. It looks like he may have what looks like a nosebleed as he's being tended to by the medical staff. Just getting a little bit cleaned up in the facial area. And yes, they are wiping the mat down. That was Greg Gaxiola of the Hofstra Pride participating in the match, although not wrestling, just cleaning up the mat a little bit. Trey Rogers with pretty convincing advantage right now, 10-5, as he talks to the coaching staff.
And they will get right back to it.
Logan Michael just stopping the bleeding there as Trey Rogers and Logan Michael square off with 32 seconds left in the first. Trey Rogers just recently passing 50 wins in his career, undefeated senior season in high school. Did not let that faze him, as he is wrestling very much in dominant fashion, just like he did in high school. A big step up for some, but it is the mental game that really separates the consistent NCAA wrestlers who have done very well in high school to the NCAA wrestlers that may struggle after doing also very well in high school, as Trey Rogers gets 2 points on the takedown, forces Logan Michael off. Rogers gains an 11-6 advantage over Logan Michael with 12 seconds to go in the first round. Bit of an early start before the ref was ready to call it. The ref does, starts on time this time, and Trey Rogers has Michael in a semi-half Nelson with his right arm around the torso. A textbook high school pinning technique. Trey Rogers not shooting for the waist as Logan Michael is able to escape just about. Trey Rogers was able to latch onto the leg of Logan Michael, and Trey Rogers take the bottom position. Trey Rogers gets the escape point and doubling up Logan Michael in points, 12-6, with a minute 45 left in the second. As the tool duel, Trey Rogers has a hold of Logan Michael's leg, both legs, and gets Michael down for yet another 2 points for the junior from Sacred Heart.
1 point, Sacred Heart.
Trey Rogers looking for the shot. It's been pretty difficult for Logan Michael to avoid Trey Rogers' shots. Usually when Trey Rogers shoots, he will get you. He will get the 2 points, and he may even pin you. He's very big on his major decision wins and his wins by fall. Essentially giving Logan Michael the single point escape.
1 point, Sacred Heart.
Logan Michael looking to pop back up, but again, Trey Rogers not going for the waist, rather the leg to keep Logan Michael down. Trey Rogers really running away with this one, an 11-point lead, winding down the second round. Taking a little bit of an extra second here to get going again halfway through the second. Trey Rogers an 11-point lead. One of the NCAA qualifiers from last season, Trey Rogers. Logan Michael escapes. Back to neutral position. Trey Rogers able to full-on snap Logan Michael down as Rogers originally looking for the firefighter lock. He gets behind, but now Trey Rogers still with 11-point lead. But Logan Michael is able to get 2 escape points, two separate escape points, and Trey Rogers again looking for the fireman hold. Trey Rogers looking up the scoreboard, making sure he secured his 2 points before he continues. .13-point advantage with 5 seconds left in the second. As it is a very similar start as it was last match against Harvard. One wrestler who is listed at 197 from Sacred Heart is Nick Copley from Dublin, Ohio. Wrestled his last 4 matches weighing in at 285. Won 7-2 to Jeffrey Crooks of Harvard. Then next three matches got pinned on the first period, then got major decision, then pinned once more recently by Shane Noonan of Bloomsburg. Although as Nick Copley has been wrestling 285, listed as 197. Instead, it'll be Logan Michael, who drops this one by tech fall. 15-point difference. Trey Rogers, a convincing tech fall win. A carbon copy of what started off with Harvard, as Zachary Knight and Ward will take a forfeit win over Sacred Heart. So they will go right to 125 of Dylan Acevedo Switzer.
Correction, it is Jacob Moon for Hofstra.
Dylan Acevedo Switzer wrestled last 125 against Harvard, and it's Jacob Moon now taking on the first year Jake Venezia. Jacob Moon gets behind Venezia for 2 points. Venezia doesn't really have either arm free. Doesn't have the hips free either, so not very mobile there as he's able to get his upper body up, but Jacob Moon able to keep Venezia down just a little while longer. Jacob Moon slowly but surely gaining riding time advantage as he's able to hold and able to slam Venezia back down to the mat. Jacob Moon looking for the pin, although Venezia not going to let him go that easily. Under a minute to have to go in the first. Moon with a lot of riding time, but still only up 2-zip. Jacob Moon and Dylan Acevedo Switzer wrestled each other during the wrestle-offs right before the season had opened, and Jacob Moon had taken that one by a final score of 5-1. And it's proving right here exactly what he did to Dylan Acevedo Switzer, taking the riding time and using his speed to his advantage. Jacob Moon holding down Venezia. Venezia has the legs free, just not the arms. As Moon not really looking to keep him down and hold the riding time, as it could be exhausting as a wrestler like that. So at this point in time, you just look for the victory. You look for the pin so you could get the match over with and you get the win over with right away. As the two tumble and spring free, and out of all that, it is a 1 point gained for Jake Venezia.
And that'll do it for the first period. Lots of action took place.
A lot of riding time for Jacob Moon, although he emerges only leading by 1. Venezia will now look to return the favor, starting the top position, but Jacob Moon right away starting as fast as he can to break free. Venezia has a hold of Moon's leg, at least he did for a second. Moon trying to break 3, he steps out. Despite getting off the mat, it'll be 1 point for Jacob Moon. Jacob Moon looking for the shot. Although Venezia, what a takedown there, a counter as Jacob Moon looked for the leg. Venezia got him in a headlock there, has the arm included in the hold. All of a sudden it looked like Jacob Moon might have had control there, but Jacob Moon not moving. Doesn't seem like there's much he can do. Saved just enough energy to get out, but he's right back in the pin, and that will do it.
Jacob Moon now advancing to 1-12. Another tough loss for the Pride.
Frustration for Jacob Moon. It was one bad shot attempt that costed him the match.
3 pounds for the Sacred Heart, Anthony Petrillo.
Now we have Matthew Templeton, who previously lost his first match against his opponent from Harvard.
Senior Anthony Petrillo beat Americans Josh Bowman 3-2 in the season opener. Matthew Templeton. Not a very aggressive approach here right now, as he's able to break free from Petrillo. Sophomore against senior. Templeton almost let Petrillo get behind him, but was able to react quickly enough and get him back in the neutral position. Petrillo not giving in. Templeton wrestled a very scrappy match against Harvard. No quit in this Hofstra Pride team, as Templeton did not make it easy not too long ago, as he and Petrillo lock up.
Not much action taking place, although it seemed like Templeton tried to go for the takedown, but was unsuccessful.
Templeton has his leg locked up by Petrillo, although a bit of a stalemate. Petrillo doesn't seem like he's doing much with his opportunity right now. Now he does. He gets Templeton down. Now he just has to get behind for the 2 points. But Templeton not making life any easier for Petrillo, but Petrillo is able to get behind, not down. As the match is stopped here, Templeton talking to the coaches. They will review the play to see if Petrillo indeed get 2 points, but it seemed like they were both on their feet by the time he got behind, so it wouldn't be a point for an escape for Templeton. It would not be 2 points for Petrillo. If it is 2 points for Petrillo, then it should be 1 point for Templeton, giving Sacred Heart the early lead. Only 28 seconds remaining in the first round. No points to show for as the refs continue to review. Templeton did not win a match last season when 0-3. Unfortunately struggled his first season as well. And dropped his match against Harvard not too long ago.
It looks like the verdict is back.
No points to show for either combatant with 25 seconds to go in the first. Winding down to 10 seconds. Not much action here. They'll just keep blocking up and prying free. Snap down might be the way to go for these lighter weights that have a bit of trouble shooting for each other's legs, as a straight single leg takedown can be very tough at the NCAA Division I level.
Now Templeton chooses bottom.
Back on the mat is Greg Gaxiola, but again, not wrestling. Doing a little bit of maintenance on the mat, that is.
There appears to be just a little bit of blood, but things will resume as Templeton takes bottom.
Greg Gaxiola still listed on the team, a graduate student with a sustainability major, listed at both 149 and 157.
1 point Hofstra.
Templeton gets a point for an escape, although being held by Anthony Petrillo, the senior. Good play there by Templeton, although now has his leg caught. Petrillo trying to capitalize, although Templeton escapes. Petrillo did not choose to pursue. As they lock up once again, Templeton did not commit to a takedown. Petrillo did, and he's looking to capitalize on that. 2 points will put him a point ahead of Templeton, currently with one escape. If Templeton escapes here, there will be no points for him, as there was no takedown, as to a bit of a stalemate. Petrillo able to get Templeton down. They're not going to give him 2 points just yet. As Petrillo's looking for the pin there. Templeton in a bit of trouble right now.
Templeton still remaining on his side, but the second he's flipped over to his back, it will not look good.
Templeton not giving up again. Very exhausting in that position. The fireman lock that Petrillo had him in. Kind of a go-to pin attempt for NCAA Division I wrestlers, that fireman hold. And it's been a common occurrence in this match here, as a bit of an early start again.
Now the score even. Still remaining in that neutral position.
Shot attempt as Petrillo gets a hold of Templeton's leg. Templeton not happy with that leg takedown, getting a little bit aggressive afterwards. Might expect things to heat up here. Petrillo composed. Sometimes the frustration can get to you early on. Petrillo making sure everything is all good. The two are tied, knotted up at 2 in the final period. Templeton getting more frustrated here. Petrillo is able to escape. And Templeton's got to watch out here. If he lets the frustration boil over, he is no longer playing his game, as the match is still close enough that it is still within reach, still tangible for Templeton to take this one over the senior Petrillo. Shot attempt unsuccessful. Petrillo looks for a counter shot himself right away. Minute 25 to go in the third. Petrillo just up by 1 point. Next attempt to take a lead by Templeton would be a takedown attempt. As a takedown attempt for Petrillo will give him a 3-point lead, and an escape will bring Templeton within 2. So his best hope is looking for that shot, looking for that takedown, as he's breaking free of Petrillo's grip. Looking for a takedown there. Petrillo was down, so was Templeton. They both get back up. They lock up. Templeton has a bit of inside position. Good attempt there by Templeton. Doesn't quite get him, but he did have Petrillo down on one knee and nearly on his back just for a second. But Petrillo composed, was able to avoid that. They will not give the 2 points to Petrillo, as he had the hold of both of Templeton's legs off the mat.
Sacred Heart's coach is not looking too happy with that last call. With just 20
Shot by Templeton unsuccessful. That'll be 2 points for Petrillo. And it looks like that might do it for Templeton, as 1 point won't be enough for him to escape, as he trails 5-2, closing it on 10 seconds left in the third and what likely is the entire match.
Templeton still fighting for one last point to get the escape.
Templeton trying to break free, even if Petrillo lets him up. That will do it, as Templeton frustrated. Not happy with that result. Justin Hoyle, the sophomore, against Chris Nagel, sophomore from Sacred Heart University, as we take a quick 3-minute break. Hofstra Pride leading Sacred Heart, getting off to a strong start, much like last match they did against Harvard, 17-9. But a tough loss that really could have gone either way for Matthew Templeton, although frustration boiled over here as we get set for Justin Hoyle's matchup.
Justin Hoyle, who previously lost his first match to Harvard, hopefully he is able to come out with a win today.
Justin Hoyle, competing at 141, went 3-2 last season, ended with, again, 3 consecutive wins, a high note for the sophomore from Maple Valley, Washington. Attended high school in Wyoming Seminary, and actually won by fall last season against Thomas Valpy of Sacred Heart in 23 seconds, which was the fastest pin of the season by any Hofstra wrestler. So Hofstra's good fortunes against Sacred Heart continues, as Hofstra is a perfect 12-0 against Sacred Heart so far in their tenures, and Justin Hoyle found success of his own against Thomas Valpy of Sacred Heart. Justin Hoyle dropping a pretty narrow decision, 9-6 against Drexel last match. As the last time these two teams faced off was last season, as the Hofstra Pride, pretty decisive win here. Pretty decisive win over Sacred Heart at the time.
Despite the Pride also having a streak of losses, the Pioneers last competed against Bloomsburg on February 6th, falling short with a loss of 36-6, and the Pioneers still remain on a lose streak of 6.
Get ready and set here with about 25 seconds to go. The Pioneers looking to get something going. They're 1-6 overall so far, 1-3 on the road. So their lone victory was on the road, and it was against American University to open the season, but since then has not won a match on the road, has not won a match in general, and they're 0-4 against conference rivals this season. And so far, Hofstra Pride looking to extend that streak
now
to 7.
At 141 for Sacred Heart, Chris Eagle, and for Hofstra, Justin Hoyle.
Looking out there, Justin Hoyle didn't fully commit to that shot. Chris Nagel. As Justin Hoyle gets behind Nagel, he gets the 2 points. Now he gets Nagel down.
Hoyle has his arm locked as he's trying to keep him down.
Nearly moved Nagel off the mat. Nagel is trying to seemingly get himself off the mat now, as Hoyle
Trying to circle back to the middle of the mat.
getting 25 seconds of riding time advantage so far. Hoyle and Nagel continue to roll around. Hoyle will stay behind no matter what. And that's 34 seconds of riding time for Justin Hoyle. Started off at 133 when he started at Hofstra, Justin Hoyle did. Now up to 141, still finding quite some success.
Hoyle now having the advantage on top, looking to flip over his opponent.
Good play there by Chris Nagel, the sophomore, as the two flip around. Sometimes when you're in those positions where you tried to pin, you try to get out of a pin, sometimes you just roll around just hoping you end up on top. Sometimes you just really have no control of that situation. That goes for both, not just one. As Hoyle's able to dodge a single leg shot there. Didn't look like Nagel fully committed to it. Hoyle was in between committing to his shot or not. He was able to avoid conceding some points of his own. Look for the shot. Nagel able to dodge that one.
Back
Hoyle and Nagel just locking up arms, wrestling a bit more defensively. Hoyle shooting for the leg of Nagel. Can't quite take him down as Nagel backpedals off the mat. And the two will stay in neutral position. Hoyle and Nagel tied up there. Well, tries to pull him down. What a play by Hoyle. Nearly flipped Nagel over completely to pin him. Wrestling an awful lot like he did during his last 3 matches last season, where he won all 3, ending the season on a very high note. And Nagel's able to escape. Nagel's able to quickly get up, although Hoyle brings him back down. Good display of leg strength there by Nagel. That will be the end of the first period, with another 2 awaiting, as Hoyle has 113 of riding time advantage and a 4-1 lead overall. Hoyle trying to break free. He does. Look for the shot. Nagel able to dodge, but Hoyle able to stay square to his opponent in Nagel. And Hoyle's escape attempt was successful, granted him a point. Looks to shoot for the leg, but Nagel's already off the mat and onto the floor. As we saw last match against Harvard, Erickson had gotten taken down, had actually met the hard floor a little bit. He was able to get back up. Unfortunately, lost that one. The 2 squared off here. Hoyle, Nagel. Both sophomores, a pretty tight matchup. Sophomore tight matchup here. As the 2 find their way off the mat, Hoyle the 2 stay squared off. Hoyle looking for the shot, Nagel able to dodge. They remain locked up. Hoyle looking for the shot. Good play there by Hoyle. Gets behind. Running away with this one, a 9-1 lead with only 18 seconds left in the second. Hoyle keeping a hold. At this point, he can almost afford to sit on his lead, as he has Nagel seated. Nagel trying to mentally get himself back in it, but couldn't quite break free with an 8-point advantage for Hoyle. Seems he has put this one out of reach. Won't be surprised here if he lets Nagel up and tries to get some more points of his own. Nagel just a little bit quick there. Not sure if Hoyle let that happen or not. Either way, Nagel gets a point. Hoyle still leading by 7 with 133 advantage of riding time. Now Nagel gets what he thought was a takedown, although off the mat they go. Hoyle has 1:32 to work with in this third. Almost got the leg. He does get the leg of Nagel, takes him down. He just needs to get behind for another 2, and he gets the 2 points. Justin Hoyle looking very poised right now.
He can very well get the tech fall.
Hoyle leads by 9. He will need 6 more points to accomplish the tech fall, as Trey Rogers did earlier in his matchup. Hoyle starts on top. Quick work by Nagel, although he gets himself in trouble. It looks like Hoyle might have him pinned. Nagel's not entirely down.
Hoyle fighting hard for that pin, couldn't quite complete it as his opponent goes back to his stomach.
The near fall grants Hoyle 4 points.
Hoyle just lets him up.
Hoyle goes for the leg. Nagel did a little 360 there. Just trying to shake free.
Hoyle shy. Just a few points of a tech fall, but with 12 seconds left remaining, not quite sure if he can get it.
And speaking of Sacred Heart versus Hofstra, the two faced off for the men's lacrosse team. Hofstra has defeated Sacred Heart by a final score of 21-9, a 4-goal game. As Hofstra will try to keep their winning ways going here against Sacred Heart. With 2 seconds to go, Hoyle will take this one commandingly, just 1 more point for a tech fall, but he will get 1 more point for his advantage in riding time. That's 2:47.
And that'll do it.
18 for Hoyle.
Michael Leandrew also coming off of defeat from his previous match. Starting off strong, looking to already take his opponent down.
Leandrew frustrated, not going to waste time, as he immediately gets the takedown on William Bianchi. The senior from Sacred Heart, Bianchi down. Sometimes frustration can throw you off your game, sometimes it can really help you. As we saw frustration displayed by Templeton earlier against Sacred Heart in a match that could have gone either way. Frustration showed here after Leandrew was pinned against Harvard. And now has riding time, 2 points. He's looking for another 2 points, although was red.
And Leandrew
now put in the headlock by Bianchi. Leandrew tried to hold him down. Leandrew might have him down long enough. Leandrew's been pinned multiple times this season, looking to get a big pin win here. Although unable to, just right there. The tally's 4 points, has another chance. Talk about hitting the ground running, 8-1. With 1:48 left in the first. Leandrew tried to finish off his senior opponent early in William Bianchi. Leandrew still looking for a pin, not looking for riding time at this point, even though he's got it. He's looking for the pin right away. He saw his potential with the frustration displayed.
Leandrew trying to shift his opponent back into the circle as they are almost out.
Great technique there by Michael Leandrew. Maybe bound to get a pin at some point if he keeps that up. At this point, just testing his opponent on the ground. The ground game, very underestimated part of the game. You get the takedown, that's only half the battle. The ground game, keeping your opponent down, as we've seen in these past 2 matches. As Leandro and Bianchi stay locked up. Leandro looked for the shot, and now he gets the shot. Can he get behind Bianchi? Has Bianchi's leg. Leandro trying to get back up. Stagnant right now, but may look for something explosive. Trying to get behind Bianchi. Hofstra Pride currently leading Sacred Heart 22-9 in total so far, trying to keep their streak going. As the two at a stalemate there. Long enough, as Leandro leading 10-2, still the first round, but leading 10-2 with exactly 2 minutes of riding time. That will expire the first. And Sam, Leandro, not off to the best start last match against Harvard, but came in awfully aggressive and is more than rewarded for it.
Very much agreed. I've never seen this much intensity out of Leandro, at least in the first period.
Leandro went for the shot attempt and completely leaped over by Bianchi. A good play there by Bianchi, but now Leandro is just shooting for anything at this point. No matter if he knows he's... Leandro a little bit more riding time. 2:13 now. As Bianchi seemingly a bit gassed. The hips down, the legs down, only one arm free, but doesn't seem to be doing much with it. Leandro's got to be careful there. He does not want to risk getting himself pinned, although Bianchi looks awfully tired. Leandro trying to take advantage of it. Leandro does not look tired just yet. And he's trying to get Bianchi in the pin. Bianchi not willing just yet. Leandro running away with this one. And again, going for every pin attempt he can. Bianchi just trying to not get pinned really at this point, but at some point it could be a tech fall win for Mike Leandro. In total control here.
Still nothing as Leandro remains on top in full control of his opponent.
.20 seconds remaining with over just about 3.5 minutes of riding time advantage. Leandro has Bianchi in position for a near fall. 2 points, giving a 13-point advantage for Leandro, and he is awfully close to a tech fall victory. Not quite there yet, as they put 2 more left in the third. But now Leandro in the bottom position here. Starting a bit early, and once again, Leandro's able to pop right back up as Bianchi just looks awfully tired at this point. Leandro gets 1 point. That's a 14-point advantage.
And it looks like Leandro is going to get the 2 points.
He gets the 2 points. A 16-point lead for Leandro.
And that'll do it for Mike Leandro.
And that is a tech fall win for Leandro. 3:40 of riding time.
Big win for him, 18-2.
For Sacred Heart, David to function. And for Hofstra, Joseph McKinney.
Freshman David to function.
Now we have McGinty quickly moving his feet. looking for quick takedowns. Not quite successful just yet.
Joe McGinty really on his toes right now, really. Looking for the fireman grip to function. What a play there. Put himself at risk there. Anytime you put your back to the ground, it's a very risky play, but to function was very, very quick on his feet. Although 15 seconds of riding time giving Joe McGinty this is Joe McGinty looking for the pin, looking to pull DeFunction onto his back. McGinty keeps it going. DeFunction starting to look tired himself. Hofstra up 27-9 against Sacred Heart so far. Again, it was a 21-9 victory for Hofstra men's lacrosse over Sacred Heart. Also today, shot missed there, but getting right behind there is Joe McGinty.
Almost effortless. Now back in that neutral position.
Another escape there. This could be anyone's match right now. McGinty just trying to stay on his legs there. Good lower back strength that takes to keep him on his feet.
McGinty awarded with 2 more points. As he lets his opponent up again. And again, 2 more points.
Pin attempt there, a near fall. McGinty looking for the pin. He is staying in position, although he's got DeFunction in trouble. He can't really move anywhere. He's got a leg and a pin win for Joe McGinty. Papadopoulos must be proud.
Quite an awkward position to pin someone in, but Joe McGinty proved that you can successfully do it.
Taking the mat now, Ricky Stam. 6-year Ricky Stam with a convincing win against Harvard, and will look to keep it going. Hofstra leading 33-9 over Sacred Heart. Stam in trouble now. He was looking for the takedown, nearly pinned himself. Bolentino, a junior. As Stam has a hold of his legs, big takedown there. He gets 2 points himself. Another display of nearly getting pinned and then storming back.
Rolling off into the
to
mat.
gather some points himself. The Haddonfield, New Jersey native from Sacred Heart, Ryan Bolentino, trying to break free of Ricky Stam. Ricky Stam, a lot of riding time in his last match against Harvard. Can't quite hold Bolentino down, and now Stam is able to get Bolentino back down. Ricky Stam having a little bit of trouble. The leg strength of Ryan Bolentino is able to get himself up. Ricky Stam in a bit of an awkward position now. Gets behind. Bolentino rolling around. Has the leg of Stam.
Stam also grabbing onto his opponent's leg to try to gain that advantage. Still in a neutral position, not quite 2 points yet.
Ricky Stam riding time in a bit of a stalemate position. .46 seconds remain in the first. Ricky Stam an early advantage. Started a bit too early. They'll try again. Bulletino a little bit of a roll there. Ricky Stam stays latched onto him the entire time. Stam has a hold. Trying to get Bulletino back down. Bulletino has the hip up. Has both of his knees up. Was on his feet at one point. Now Ricky Stam getting a convincing hold on him again. Just keep him down on his stomach. Not really in a position to pin right now. Is just looking to ride out the time. He does. Has Stam 4-1 advantage. Heading into period 2. 33-9 advantage for Hofstra over Sacred Heart. Almost looking destined to continue the streak to 13-0 for the Hofstra Pride. Ricky Stam is able to pry free of Bulletino. He's able to escape. And gets 2 points himself. .217 of riding time for Ricky Stam. Had the leg of Bulletino for a moment, of Ricky Stam for a moment, that was. Bulletino, only the hips up, sprawled his legs out. That put his hips back down, and Ricky Stam just trying to keep him pinned down. It seems like that's been the strategy for Stam, just to basically get the riding time advantage. Has had a bit of trouble trying to hold his opponents down in a pinning position, but is willing to use his experience and endurance to his advantage to win by decision rather than by fall.
Stam remains fully in control as he has a 3-point advantage and over 3 minutes of riding time.
24 seconds left. In the second period, it looks like we may see more of this in the third. As Ricky Stam starting in the top position, he's going to try to keep Bulletino down. Bulletino all match has had a lot of trouble getting up. He rolls again, tries it again, but doesn't work out in his favor. .4 seconds to go. Ricky Stam is just going to keep him down. Neither combatant moving as Ricky Stam has Bulletino doubled up with over 3.5 minutes of riding time. Stam on the bottom position now. Bit of a new situation for him, is looking to flip Bulletino. Has Bulletino's leg. Now Bulletino has Stam in a hold in the lower position, although Stam might get Bulletino as a pinning position. Bulletino notices that move won't work. Stam still has a hold of Bolentino's right leg. Now his left. Stam looking to get in pinning position. Bolentino in a bit of trouble there. Near fall for Stam, trying to just get up on top, trying to keep him in the pin. Bolentino down still for a moment. Stam might get the pin rather than trying to ride out the win. Bolentino not moving. Doesn't look like he has much left in him. Looks like they should call it already. He's tapping out. And that just might be it for the match. Wasn't sure if there was a definitive pin there, but Bolentino had tapped.
And I believe the refs are still going over the play because I don't think it was a definitive pin like you stated, John. However, his opponent did tap out.
I have seen it happen in high school before where one wrestler is in a lot of distress and taps out, but that wrestler who tapped out actually used it as a tactic to kind of get out of the pin, to lead the one pinning to think that he taps out and the match would be done, but
it appears that the pin did not count as Stam is prepared to be on bottom.
It sure did look like a pin to me. Bolentino had nowhere to go, nowhere to move. As he had tapped out, it really seemingly looked like Ricky Stam should have had the match there. It looked like they should have given him the match there, but they're going to give Bolentino a chance for redemption. With only 50 seconds left in the third. He's going to try to redeem himself. Only 3 points for Bolentino, 13 for the 6th-year Ricky Stam. One of the NCAA qualifiers last season. Stam looking to get him in a pinning position again. Had a headlock, but without an arm. Not legal in wrestling there. Bolentino now has Stam in a bit of a headlock. Although both are in a bit of a stalemate. The Sacred Heart bench going a bit wild right now. Stam just trying to settle down. If Stam stays here, he will win with 2:34 of riding time. Now losing riding time, but he'll win the match. 2 points, 2:32 of riding time.
And that'll do it for the third period. 16-3 Stam.
Hofstra climbs to 37-9 advantage over Sacred Heart. Joe Sacco wins forfeit for Sacred Heart. Freshman Michael Molina taking on Charles Small once again, Most Improved Wrestler Award. This one will not count towards the team score. Charles won his first match, and he gets a clean takedown on the freshman from Sacred Heart. And he's going to look for the pin pretty quickly. He's got Molina in trouble already. And it looks like Charles got the pin ever so quickly. Charles Small, very quick pin. Again, did not count for the team record, but that will do it against Sacred Heart. Hofstra with a very convincing 37-15 win. They extend their winning streak against Sacred Heart to 13-0. So Hofstra, a hard-fought, close loss to Harvard, and absolutely takes it to the Sacred Heart Pioneers. Sacred Heart now 1-4 on the road, 0-5 against conference rivals, and 1-7 overall. As that will do it for us here this afternoon. We thank you for tuning in and watching Hofstra Pride Wrestling. I am Jonathan D'Souza alongside Sam Rose Walker. Thank you for tuning in, and go Pride.